Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel. If you're new and you like what you see today, you might consider subscribing. We've taken a little bit of time away here, about I think it's 3, maybe 4 weeks. Correct me if I'm wrong. So how's everyone doing? Hi Sam C. She was my first member. Where is Kelly? Because it was Kelly's birthday yesterday, and if she looks in the comments section, she'll notice I wished her a happy birthday. So happy belated birthday today. I don't see it. Why is my thing not going up? It should be trailing or something like that. It's just stuck there. Okay, we're just gonna give it a minute, let people join up with us. So put down in the comment section what you guys been up to, what's been happening. How was your birthday party for your daughter?
Oh, it was good. Oh,
Had a
thank
good
you for
time?
asking. Yeah. We just take it easy. We went to the park and
A lot of little kids running around. That's great.
Yeah.
Kids are absolutely great. So, hi Sarah, hi Cindy, hi Linda, hi Ramona, hi Mom X4. In fact, Mom X4 also wished Kelly a happy birthday too. So if I hit this little arrow right here, we'll start going down. Do you know
yeah.
that little arrow right there? See? Right there.
Mhm.
Oh, it's not going down. Here you go.
There we go.
There you go.
Now it's moving.
Mhm.
Okay. All right. So let's see here. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Kelly. What have I been doing? I've been doing a lot of work lately. I've been looking at my mom's recording stuff, looking at some of the trance stuff. And the trance stuff has been so long ago, so old that the sound back in those days, you do the tape machine, you do the microphone, neither one of them are basically really good. But we're trying to enhance it and digitalize it so we can put it up on the channel so you guys can hear the information and try to get it to the best quality as we possibly can, which is a feat in itself. So if we put it up there and you guys hear the information, maybe that would be okay. If the sound is not perfect, you put down in the comment section below if it'd be worth listening to it, if it kind of has a little bit of off sounds. There's Kelly Higgins right there. That was her birthday yesterday. God bless you. God bless you too. I love to be back. I'm happy to be back. So I need to ask you guys of a favor, if you could be so kind, because this is about paying it forward too. Could you please say a prayer for my father? He's been diagnosed with stage 4 lymphoma cancer, and he's on hospice at this point. And just pray for the higher good, and for the time that he has to be here, to not be any pain and not suffering, just the good time of being here. We all know that we're here for a short period of time. If we have a long time, and we can but go to a much better place. So anyway, if you guys could just say a prayer for him, I would greatly appreciate that so much. Thank you. Okay, so let's get to some questions.
Mhm. We're still looking, waiting for your questions.
Anybody asking me a question? I just got these glasses at Target, and they're actually too strong for my eyes. I think I do like 275s, and you will know what that is. You're too young, but these are 3s, and I'm like, wow, it's kind of strong. If I try to look far, look close, great.
Okay, I think we got one question right now.
Okay,
sir?
let's answer the one.
Okay, my grandma was put on hospice care last week. Is my grandma crossover soon?
Well, ultimately, it is between the individual and God, but I'm actually more surprised that they're even here right now. I think the stubbornness in a positive sense is what's keeping them. I think that if you can reach out and let them know that you're okay with them deciding to move on, because in all actuality, they have more loved ones on the other side than they do here, and that they will definitely make the transition from this life to heaven very easily. I can assure you of that. That I think that it would be just a few more days from the standpoint, from the time you reach out, let them know that they have your permission and this is all okay. And if you've done it, it's okay to do it again. So I would address that.
Okay. Our next question coming from DC708. What is my dad up to back home? Thank you and stay uplifted.
Thanks. I love that, stay uplifted. I think he's just traveling. I think he's just doing everything. I think he's constantly on the go. I think he feels well. So I just think he's one of those just go, 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 go. And what more power to do that? I mean, you remember when you're young and vibrant and you have the energy. I mean, these kids that run around, I think, "Ah, if I just had 1/10 of that energy, that'd be great." So that's what it's like. The other side is very good, very positive. And to try to clarify, because I've had some calls coming in to where they were in a fight with their loved one, or they said bad words exchanged, or cuss words, or this and that. You do realize when you do make the transition from this life to heaven, all the hatred, all the negativity, all that vanishes. It goes away. It's like it doesn't exist. No one holds a grudge. No one's pissed off at you. No one's angry. It just doesn't exist there. That's this place. We have to deal with everything here: depression, anxiety, panic attacks, moods, chemical imbalances. We got it all. But this is our learning ground. This is where we learn everything. This is someone asked me a long time ago, Chris, when I stop learning, what happens? Well, you die, because we're here to fulfill our blueprint, our contract, and sometimes our contracts are a lot harder than others. And I've noticed over the years, 39 years to be exact, geez, um, the most old souls, the experienced souls, have a tendency to chart the harder, more difficult lives to go through and to endure. But if you think about it, the young souls can't handle it. But more and more that I'm seeing nowadays, that the old souls that are coming in, because this planet that we're on doesn't have a whole lot of time left. I mean, it may have 100 or so years, maybe a little bit less than that, somewhere around there. My mother's prediction, I agree with Sylvia, that, but it's not going to happen in any of our lives. And people will say, well, what about my kids, or whatever? Well, I mean, what's the biggest thing that could happen? The world ends, everybody holds hands, sings, and says they love each other, and the tunnel's a little bit crowded going to the other side. That's not that big of a deal. This life, in so many ways, is just not that serious. That's something I think was taught to me very clearly when my mother passed, that we're on this earth dimension and we're going to walk out of this dimension and walk into another dimension, and we're going to keep on going. Well, that's not that serious. And life is not that serious, you guys. I talk to so many people that worry constantly. I think we have to have a discussion about the word worry, because it's an unhealthy thing to do. Everybody does it, myself included, but it's an unhealthy thing to do. If you think about it, from the time you wake up, you're pouring negativity in. That's got to age the body so much faster than normal. And do what I have learned to do, what Sylvia taught me, and that is, if I'm really stumped and worried, I mean, I'm really worried, I'll get an alarm clock out, set it for 20 minutes, and I'll do my worrying, the best of my ability to worry. Once it dings or clicks, I put a lid on it, I give it to God, and I'm done with it. Why? I want to stay healthy. I want to be positive. We get caught up so much in life to where we get stuck so much of what happened or what occurred or in the past. And it's smarter to look at the past from time to time, like put on a bottle on a shelf, reach up and grab it, have yourself a pity party, be done with it, put it back up on the bottle, and a few years pass, do it again. But there's so much more to life to live in the present and look into the future. And if you guys are having a really hard, worrisome day, then take it upon yourself, no matter what or how hard or how difficult that day is, to make sure before your eyes close and when you hit that pillow, find the positive in the negative. It's always there. It may be tough initially, but if you stew on it a little bit, you'll find the positive. My point is, positive breeds on positive, like negative can breed on negative. And nobody wants to fulfill their own prophecy. You always want to bring the positive in. And I'll tell you, it's a whole game changer with life. You'll have more time during the day. You'll feel better. You'll age less rapidly. I mean, you be the judge. You do this, you follow this, and I can assure you, within the short of 1 month's time, you'll feel like a whole new person. I remember years ago when I did it, it was miraculous at the time. I'm ready for another question.
Okay. All right. Our next question coming from Stephanie Orton. Sorry to hear about your father. My thoughts are with you all. Will you please tell me about one of my past lives and how it may be affecting me today?
Well, if we go to the very recent, thank you for mentioning my father. If we go to the very recent past life, it would be more around the cowboy and Indian time period. And I think it was something to where you were on a stagecoach. And I think whatever came around the hillsides and things like this and tore everything through, whatever you guys had, clothing, this and that and the other. and I think had their way with everybody on the stage, ghost women, that kind of thing. And I think you were taken captive at that point. I think you were later released, but I think the dramatic of that would stay with you. I don't believe though that there's much cell memory or there's much karma that you pulled from that particular life into this particular life. Although I can say you're one of those individuals that if it's bad or good, you do need to know it. Surprises are not going to be good for you. Even if it's bad news, tell you. Good news, tell you. Because if it's bad, your mind will go immediately to the very worst case scenario that you could think of, and you problem solve it in your mind. Once you problem solve it in your mind, then you deal with a whole lot better and you calm down. So that will put the anxiety and panic attacks and the depression in order. Just sit down and say, okay, what's bugging me? Go down the line. You'll stop at the one that bugs you, and you'll instantly start to feel better because you'll figure out a way around it. So surprises, no good. Telling you bad or good information to tell you, that's the way to go.
Okay, your next question coming from the name of Lihia Lubarski. Thank you for everything you do for people. What is something I need to work on to be a better person that I may not be seeing?
More patience, certainly more tolerance, mainly with yourself, not so much with others. You have a strict way about you, or we could say you are definitely your hardest critic. I get your method. I understand what you're doing, except for the fact that if you're constantly setting the bar high and you only allow yourself to enjoy when the bar is reached, then you got about a handful of times you're going to be happy in your life. Life is too short for that. And nobody's perfect, not even me. Nobody is. There's always going to be things in this world of the day that we got to deal with. So maybe you can be a little less rigid with yourself and start the way you used to be if you go back into your 20s. You used to be the life of a party. I'm not saying go out and party. I'm saying to live your life and have fun. When's the last time you turned on like a comedy show or something like this? Laughter is got to be the best medicine out there for all of us. Can you each try to remember the time that you were laughing and you can't catch your breath and whatever said something, whatever it was, the minute you try to mention or talk about it, you laugh even deeper to the point your stomach hurts, to the point you're going to pee. I mean, we all need that in our life, especially with times like this with this damn COVID coming in, going out, coming in, going out, coming in, going out. So laughter is good medicine. Try that one on.
Okay, our next question coming from the name DC. Hello, Chris. Who do you see me marrying?
Well, I mean, I don't have their name or telephone number, if that's what you're asking me, but I can tell you this much. You've never met the individual in this lifetime yet and won't. I would say for about 2 years and 1 month, that'd be 25 months. And the description would be black hair, dark brown eyes, light olive skin. That means they'd tan if they go in the sun, not like me, I'd burn. And medium bone structure, very upbeat, positive. And I think you would know it pretty immediately. And the reason why I would say that is everyone is psychic, as we know. Certain people are more psychic than others, of course. But you know when you're attracted to somebody, you know when the connection's there, you know when the chemistry's there, just like you know when it's not. So, but you do have to, as I tell everyone, you got to get out and activate. Sometimes people think because the psychic says it, it just automatically appears. No, you have to do your part, the common sense part, which means you have to get out and activate. And I know it's, troublesome now because we have masks on, and how easy is it to go up this one? Oh, that's difficult. I don't know about you guys, but when I go out, I have to pull my nose out of the mask because I can't breathe, and for some reason. And then if I have the mask on for too long, it seems like my throat gets dry and my throat starts to get a little itchy or sore even in that back. So I stay home.
Okay, your next question coming from Elise Dice. When do you see us moving into our new home? Thank you.
I would say timeline, maybe February, March. The reason I think that there's something that's going to be done around the living room and the kitchen. It looks like something's going to be done to the floor. I think all of it is going to turn out to be okay. I don't know if there was previously trouble or you're picky and you want to change, but either way, it's going to be done. It's going to look new. You're going to love it. So it's all very, very positive. Now, to get it done at that time, you've got to really, really push. Okay. Otherwise, if you want to wait till later, okay. But if you're asking me, this is as soon as I want to get it done, as soon as I want to be there, da 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 da, that's as soon as you can make it happen under the circumstances of getting the place and having that part redone and being able to move into it. So it all looks positive. Looks like you certainly can do it.
Okay, next question from Mom X4. Hi, Chris. Will my brother-in-law Victor be okay? His health is not good. Thank you.
Well, like I said, I'm a psychic. I'm not a doctor. I wish that this person would take better care of themselves. I don't think that they've taken very good care of themselves through life thus far. And you do have good genetics. So being that you have that, I think that's a lot of the reasoning why this individual is still here to date. But I think he'll make it through this period right now, this tough period. But he's really going to have to change a lot of things in his life as far as eating, sleeping, and everything else, because his immune system is just barely there. So I don't think he's got a great deal of time, but I don't think it's now for sure. I don't think it's now.
Okay, next question from Blake Hub. When will John and I get pregnant?
This is if you're doing in vitro. Okay. That's the way I believe that it would work. So I think that might take about a year's time. And then you're pregnant, and then probably 11 months, 12 months. And then of course you got to carry the baby. Okay. So that would be adding another 9 months to that. I believe the baby and everything would turn out healthy, but I also believe that you would do all the necessary tests from the doctors and checking everything out and making sure everything's the way that it should be. So I think everything will be okay. Stop thinking about it. Stop, in a sense, try but don't try. In other words, get your mind off it. I know it's easier for me to say to do, oh my God, I'm not going to have a baby, but you don't want any added stress of any sorts of any kind, if at all possible, that you can get away from it. So your job is to avoid stress pretty much at all costs. And that's just going to be very helpful to you. Cut the timing down.
Okay, next question from Sam C. Hi, Chris. My 17 years old is having stomach ache and dizzy in the morning. Is it anxiety or something else? Thank you so much.
I think it's nutrition, and I think it's allergy reaction to gluten and lactose. So I would go to an allergist and have tested for the gluten and lactose. And then I would do my diligence to take totally the gluten and lactose completely 100% out of the diet, and then introducing it slowly back into the system so that you're able and capable to see how much the system can tolerate and what is the border of going too much into this. But this is allergic to foods or type of foods.
Okay, next question from Kelly Higgins. Do you see a different house with the claim case money? Not the one 20 minutes away that I can afford, please. Thank you.
Well, I did wish you happy birthday, Kelly. I'll say it again because I didn't see you on here. But anyway, yeah, I think you're going to do that, but I still think it's time away. I know it's going to happen. Okay. I do know that, but I think you got to be patient on the timing on this because you got to realize there's so many factors here. A lot of people I know will go look at a house, and because there's equity in the house, they'll kind of go with that house, or they'll put up with a few things. You will go in there, and if you don't exactly like the floor plan, it's not laid out exactly how you want it to be, you're not doing it. So that's going to take you a little bit longer to come across it, which is not that big of a deal. Look at the facts. The facts are you will do it. You're going to do it. You'll be happy once you do it. You'll redo a lot of it, but it'll be your way. So be patient on this. It's coming.
Next question from Anthony Sicarella. Hey Chris, can you tell me if I will move in with my girlfriend? And if so, will it work it out?
Hmm. There's no way to really know somebody unless you live with them, huh? So you guys might consider sitting down and taking three things each, that things that she might annoy you and you might annoy her, and do your diligence to not do that, okay? Because sometimes you can take things, you don't talk about it, and then you flip out. So it's going to be a rough go. I won't lead you astray on that, but there's a lot of love in this relationship. That's why I think it's going to work. Except I think if you just take three things off of her list and off of your list, that you both can do your diligence to try to make it so it's not like that. I believe that will help a lot in the beginning stages of this, because this is going to be a rough start, but just stick it out and hang in there.
Okay, next question from Grace Styliner. Will I do well at my new job at Telvista?
Well, I'm excited for you with it. I don't think you could ever really do bad, because you are so particular and thorough that, let's say hypothetically, I work next to you doing, we're like colleagues working together. You would be doing your job, you'd be doing part of my job, you'd be doing part of the other person's job, just so that you don't look bad. So anybody that tells you that you're not thorough, they can stick it in their ear, because they don't know what they're talking about. So I don't think you have any worries of concerns. I think you're very lighthearted and you're a good person. And I kind of like the fact that you're more humble about this, but you work until your hands fall off. Okay. So you're fine.
Okay, question from Ladybug. How long I am going to be working with Dr. Pepper? It is nice sometimes.
Ladybug working Dr. Pepper. I think it's going to continue to go, and I think it's going to continue to be good. I think you're a happy person. I remember doing a reading, and this is happy times for you. Enjoy it, please, and have fun doing this. And don't wait for the shoe to drop. It's not dropping. Things are good. Enjoy it. You know what I'm telling you.
Okay, our question coming from Tiana Hunter. Hi, Chris and Tim. Thank you for all you do.
You're
Can
welcome.
you tell me when or where will I move to the next? God bless and your family. Will be on my prayers for your father.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Move, I believe it's not this year, but this year is almost gone. Late summer of next year, in maybe 20, 30 minutes, you're not leaving the state. I think it's great you're not leaving the state, because if you were, you'd move out of the state, you move back in the state. That's a big waste of time and money. It'll be a one story. I think you'll come upon it. And when you find it, it'll be very short time from finding it to moving into it. So it's all really good. It's just not right now.
Okay, and next question from Cindy Sustarik. My husband is going into surgery on November
It'll be fun.
23 to have mesh removed that was put on April of this year. This is going to be his third surgery this year. Will this surgery be one to finally fix him?
I believe it's going to help a lot. I don't think it's perfect what is, but I think that we'll see a dramatic change for the good. So if you're so kind, before he goes in, the date, make sure you contact our office or one of my employees and tell them that going in for surgery, and we will all pray for him and send him energy. There's a lot of goodness in prayer. There really is. So let us know the date, and we will have our staff, our congregations, our friends, our family, everyone will pray for him.
Question from Stina G. First, prayers for your dad.
Thank you.
Would you like to ask, should I look into moving near where I live or a bit further out? Bless you.
You will like the answer that I'm going to give you when you're actually doing it. You're going to move further out, which does translate to more travel time in a vehicle. On the other hand, what you're going to get for that is plentiful. I mean, land, home, room, space, beautiful scenery. It's going to be so worth it. And sure, there'll be a couple times you get in the vehicle, crap, I got to do this drive. But all in all, for the place that you're going to be at is well worth it. And if I were to visualize myself in that type of scenery, I would do it myself. Just make sure you take the common sense that if you're very tired or you're just sleepy, that you don't get behind the wheel of the car no matter what. Goodness, I've caught myself a couple of times where I'm tired and I shouldn't be driving. I'm driving and you can't pull over because there's nowhere to pull over. Just don't put yourself in that position.
Next question from Joan Carpenter. Will Richard be paroled this year or next year? He'll be seen in 1 to 2 months.
I think he's going to get to be paroled, but it won't be this year. I think it'll be next year. So that's actually either way. Even though it's the second one, it'll be be paroled soon enough. And I do believe that this individual has completely changed their ways. So, in other words, what I'm saying is I don't think that this type of situation would arise again or be in this predicament again. I think this is done with it now. So, that's good.
Okay. A question from name Linda. When will I be moving closer to my daughter?
I don't think that that's really going to happen. Not in the near future, realistically. Near future to me means I don't think it will happen within the next 3 years. I think 3 years passing, going into almost to the fourth year, tail end of third year, then I think that will happen. But that's a bit away from now. So you got some time.
Okay. Our next question from Kelly Davis. Hi, Chris. I'm sorry about your dad. My daughter has COVID. Is she's gonna be okay?
Yeah, I believe that she's a survivor and a fighter, and I think she will get through this absolutely.
Okay. Our next question from under the name Dasoko. Chris, you read me a few years ago while I was very ill. The doc thought it was my liver. You said no. You were right. Thank you. Will my wife and I buy a house soon?
Well, soon meaning next year. That to me is soon. Yes. You are a lot better with your hands than you think you are. I am not good with my hands. Look at that cut on my finger. Yeah, you can see it. Yeah. Just trying to unwrap something. Anyway, yes, you'll buy the home. Yes, you'll love the home. Yes, you'll love the floor plan. The quality of the home, of the build the home is good, but the cosmetic kind of stuff needs to be refreshed, which I think you'll do. And I'm excited for you because you'll love it. See, you're going to be here a long time. Enjoy the time you got.
Okay. Our next question from Brian Ferguson. How is my father doing? He passed on in December.
Well, I mean, I believe that he's kind of gone back. If you go back here, he's had about 43 lives. That's a lot of grandparents, aunts and uncles, children, moms and dads, everything. So it's like a big reunion kind of thing. So I think he's going around and seeing everybody. Timing is so different between here and there. Take 90 years of our life, to them, it's about 48 hours. So, even though he's been gone, since he's been gone, it's not that long for him. So he's just seeing everybody and making his rounds. And once that gets done, he's going to be back and around you. Kind of like my mother Sylvia's with me. She's never more than yelling distance from me. And it's great because I'm never doing it alone. I always feel like I have someone with me. It's such a wonderful, nurturing feeling. And I know my mom will be there for my dad when the time comes.
Okay. Our next question from Carrie Skamanich. Hi, Chris. Is my younger daughter Lysander chartered to work in the field of psychology? She seems to like it. Thank you. You're all in my prayers.
Thank you. Here's the thing. She's very bright and highly intelligent. She's going to have a rough time with the schooling because for her, I think it's going to be, Mom, I did this already. I did this because it's going to like repeat and overlap and repeat and overlap. And she's just going to be agitated with that. But Just tell her to take a semester off. When she does, she'll be thinking about not going back, but she will go back. She will complete. She will finish, and she'll also do it for a career. And I think she'll do magnificently well. Meaning, I don't only think that she'll save people's lives, but keep marriages and everything else together just because of her wisdom and her way of being able to talk to people, to be able to understand where they're coming from, to reason with them, to understand them, and mostly to kind of get inside and identify with the problem area and be able to make it okay to where they both can look at things when you calming down. She can go into a situation that people can be at each other and sit there and dissolve the whole thing within a matter of minutes. That's a gift within itself. She belongs in that field of choice.
Okay, next question from MomX4. Will my husband retire from his company someday? Thank you.
Yeah, but don't push him to retire, Mom X Ford, because he'll drive you crazy if he's home all the time. He's got to be doing something. Let him work. And he's going to want to put the years in because he's going to want to do more when he's up there in age. And like my mom worked to the very last day. You couldn't tell Sylvia not to. And if she was home, she'd drive everybody crazy too because my mom's a doer. Your husband's a doer. Let him do his thing and be okay with it.
Okay, next question from Jean Russo. Do you see me moving to Texas in October? Thank you, Chris. Blessings and prayers.
Thank you. The move is going to be daunting and exhausting, but terrific and great once it's completed. But you got a lot of stuff. You just got a lot of stuff. So have prepare your mind for it. After the move, it's great. Just I don't know anybody that likes to move. One move, I moved across the street. I was changing apartments, and seriously, I moved across the street, so there's no truck involved. When you pick something up, you have to walk out of one place. Oh, that was the hardest move I've ever done in my life. So a further move, I think, would have to be better. But you got a lot of stuff. So the move, once you're there, it's great. So do it.
Okay, next question from Marta Burst. Hi, Chris. Is my husband going to be able to support us that I can retire from dental hygiene?
Um, yes and no. Timing on that. If you were to retire in a couple of years, that would be great. If you do it before that, that's going to make it a really tough couple of years. So 2 years from now, I would say you have the green light. Before that, you're counting pennies. So just stay with it until then, and we're good.
Okay, next question from Lori Neb. Hello, Chris. Was the dream I had after my father passed when he walked into my room, then a closet, then left again, really him?
I'm so sure that was a dream. I would kind of look at it as like an astral projection kind of state, simply because it occurred. You could make that up if you tried. And if you can recall, when this was occurring, it felt like it was real. So that's why I would say an astral projection kind of thing. I would say 100% it was him. He's letting you know he's okay. That's great. Do you know how many clients I have that wish that they just had 1/10 of what you just told me here right now? I mean, come on, you got to be grateful that he got through to let you know, hey, I made it and everything's okay. That's marvelous.
Okay, next question from Sarah Brooks. Who is my spirit guide and what does he or she look like?
His name is Timothy. You could call him Tim if you wanted. He's got like a mullet, very short hair in front, very long in the back, and very curly, wavy, but it's kind of pulled back. And he's not very tall. He's about maybe 5'2" or 5'3", but height's got nothing to do with anything. But highly intelligent and very energetic. So I think would be very, very helpful as long as you can get to your relaxed state. That means awake, but being completely relaxed. A lot of people having a trouble with that initially, but if you stick with it, it works.
Okay, next question from Laura Honadel. Hey Chris, sorry about your dad. Can you tell me my spirit guide name?
Your guide is a female by the name of Emily.
Okay. All right. Just pick one question here from Lizzie078. Any updates on your book? How is Putin doing?
Depends which one you're asking about. My life without Sylvia, I've got probably 25%, 30% done. But that book's hard on me, so I have to put that down a lot. Um, the new book that I'm starting is called The Reading Room, and that is 39 years of my life practicing as a psychic. And the stories that I have, the episodes that I've been through, it's going to have you laughing, crying, everything in between. And I'm so very excited about it because it's easy, because it's like I'm reminiscing and going back in 39 years of my life over every story, every circumstance that my ability has brought to the forefront. And I plan on my mother's best friend, Linda, when she comes out to see me. Probably she's in Michigan, so she'll probably come wintertime out here to California, and I plan to sit with her over quite a few hours, and she'll just start asking me questions about things and jar your memory, and so I can get it all in there, so I don't leave anything out. But I'm excited about it because, I mean, if I had to do that part of my life all over again, I'd do it in a blink because I just grown to not only love this so, but there's so much compassion and love and care within people when you help or you give them a tip of a thing that that puts it all together. The love that comes across is there's nothing like it. Helping people is the only way to do things in life. I'm convinced on it. And in the world that we're in now, it just means that we all pull together and with our masks on, of course, and help each other any which way we can. And that's why I wanted to come on today, because you members are everything for this channel. If I didn't have you, I probably couldn't keep going with this because it costs to do all this stuff. Not the time. I dedicate that anyways. I love doing it, but you know, to keep it up, running, going, and employees, all that kind of stuff. So that's why I came on today, is for your members, because you're absolutely supporting us. I want to certainly support you any which way I can. And I want to thank you all for the prayers and everything. And God bless everybody. Stay uplifted. I'll be back this coming Sunday. Okay, look for the posts. Okay, bye-bye.